Corey Feldman has finally begun naming names of alleged child molesters he says took advantage of him and other adolescent screen stars years ago. Feldman, who became a household name by starring in such blockbuster hits as Stand By Me and The Goonies, said that his former assistant and actor John Grissom was the first to take advantage of him in the 1980s, according to Page 6. Feldman made the revelations while speaking to TV host Dr. Oz on Thursday. "This guy on his MySpace page and his Facebook page has got pictures of me and Corey Haim," Feldman said during the interview. "He still taunts it and flaunts it." Grissom has denied that any sexual misconduct occurred between himself and Feldman, reportedly posting in a YouTube comment, "I said it's not me, I'm sick and tired of saying that when no one listens. So I'm not repeating it anymore." Dr. Oz, however, said that his legal team uncovered a long criminal past on Grissom, including a conviction for child molestation years ago. Grissom allegedly now lives in Mexico. Everything from assault, theft, drugs. In 2001 he was arrested on child molestation charges. He was found guilty in 2003 and served time in prison, an attorney for Dr. Oz said in a video posted to Facebook. Feldman also named former child talent manager and convicted sex offender Marty Weiss in a separate interview with Megyn Kelly. Weiss has not commented publicly on the allegations. This comes after Feldman recently told multiple media outlets that he reported members of a supposed Hollywood pedophile ring back in 1993 with the Santa Barbara Police Department. That claim is being disputed however by police, and in an exclusive clip from Thursday's episode, Dr. Oz confronted Feldman with this information. "I called the Santa Barbara police, just got off the phone with them. As you were speaking I was speaking. You claim that you spoke to them about your abuse in 1993 just to be clear," says Dr. Oz in an exclusive clip obtained by DailyMail.com. Feldman then interrupts him to state, "It's on the record." Dr. Oz continues, "And you named names. I listened to the recording and I did not hear you name names." Feldman responds by claiming that police turned off the recording device when he shared the identity of his molesters, which Dr. Oz accepts as true. He then pleads with Feldman to reach out to authorities again, at which point the actor makes the decision to call the Los Angeles Police Department and name the two men who allegedly assaulted him and other minors. It is during this call that Feldman reveals Grissom is allegedly still posting photos of him and Haim on his social media accounts. Dr. Oz also reads a statement from police disputing Feldman's claim during the interview. "We are aware of the statements that Mr. Feldman is making regarding an investigation in 1993. Our records do not indicate that he named any suspects," states Dr. Oz, reading from the official statement he was given by a spokesperson from the Santa Barbara Police Department. He then tells Feldman, "They want you to reach out to them. Would you call them after the show?" Feldman responds by saying absolutely. Dr. Oz then presses him on the question many have wondered, asking, "Why haven't you already called them and said, 'Guys, I said this to you, how can you not at least acknowledge?'" Feldman replied by explaining, "Because we haven't acknowledged it until today and they are acknowledging it by saying they don't have any recollection." The host looks a bit shocked when he hears this response, and Feldman goes on to say, "Well, I think it's the first day that I think anybody has gone to them for a comment. But it's the first time I've heard any recount from them at all." DailyMail.com also went to the Santa Barbara Police Department for a comment, and received the same statement as Dr. Oz. The two men then head backstage to make the call, which can be seen in full on Thursday. Feldman stopped by Megyn Kelly today on Monday, where he spoke about telling police the names of these predators over 2 decades ago while being questioned about his friend Michael Jackson. "In 1993, I told the Santa Barbara Police Department, when they came to interrogate me about Michael Jackson, when they came to convince me that he was a pedophile. And I said he's not," said Feldman. "And I said, I've been molested. They said, 'By who?' I said, 'I can give you the names, here they are.' And they said, 'That's not our area. That's outside of our community.'" He had previously told Matt Lauer in an interview earlier that in the day, "If I were to go to the police, I would be the one who's getting sued. Henceforth, I need a team of lawyers, I need a team of security to be around me at all times to keep me safe so I can get this message done. I vow I will release every single name that I have any knowledge of, period." Feldman also blamed the media and the police for the lack of movement on outing these pedophiles, who he holds responsible for Haim's battles with drugs and alcohol, which led to his death. Haim was one of the biggest stars of the 1980s, with leading roles in films including Lucas, Watchers and the Oscar-nominated Murphy's Romance, which he starred in alongside Sally Field and James Garner. The boys first worked together on the 1987 vampire flick The Lost Boys, and paired up again in the film's License to Drive and Dream a Little Dream. Haim was quite the ladies' man too over the years, dating Alyssa Milano, Nicole Eggert, Holly Fields and even Victoria Beckham at one point. Feldman and Haim had a chance to share the screen once more in 2007 with their reality show The Two Coreys, which was cancelled after 2 seasons. It was a little over a year after that last season aired that Haim died as a result of drug-induced pneumonia. Feldman detailed Haim's struggles with drugs, as well as his own, in his 2013 memoir Choreography. In that book he revealed that the first time they tried cocaine was with 2 of the men who were abusing them. Feldman also wrote in the book about Haim having sex with adult men on the set of Lucas and the Lost Boys, sharing a story he claims Haim told him one of the first times they met. At some point during the filming of Lucas, he explained an adult male convinced him that it was perfectly normal for older men and younger boys in the business to have sexual relations, that it was what all guys do, wrote Feldman. So they walked off to a secluded area between 2 trailers, during a lunch break for the cast and crew, and Haim, innocent and ambitious as he was, allowed himself to be sodomized. Feldman also wrote about Haim spending time with Weiss while they were filming The Lost Boys. He claimed in the book that one day on set Haim, who was 15 during filming, was aroused and wanted to have sex. "Marty's gay? Why don't you ask him?" wrote Feldman. The 2 walked, single file, into the adjoining room. I heard sounds, banging, thumping. I felt my stomach flip-flop. I felt sick. Weiss was arrested in 2011 after one of his clients told police he had been sexually abused by the man starting when he was just 11 years old, claiming the incidents happened 30 to 40 times over a roughly 3 years period. He eventually pleaded no contest to 2 counts of child molestation in 2012 and was sentenced to a year in jail and 5 years probation. Weiss was immediately released after entering his plea for time served. Feldman also detailed a night when he allegedly received oral sex from a man after he was fed a cocktail of drugs. The abuse at the hands of that man, who he called Ron in the book, went on for years after that first incident. I don't know why I couldn't confront Ron, but I was consumed with guilt. I felt like the whole thing was my fault, wrote Feldman. I desperately wanted him to stop, but I was afraid of losing my friend. Feldman said in his book that he did at one point name some of the men who abused himself and Haim to authorities,